What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on these topics. And the first thing I want to discuss is this Diddy situation. So we all know that Diddy just got sued by a producer that worked on his last album, the Love album, by the name of Rodney Jones. And so there was some false information that came out saying that Diddy had settled out of court or in court with Rodney, but those claims and that accusation is false. There has been no settlement that has been made involving this case. Now, according to the court document, a settlement conference was held this past yesterday, and apparently it revealed that Diddy and Rodney not only reached an agreement, but the two parties would submit a draft of their agreement by next week. Now, the docket goes on to say that both parties actually appeared on a video conference call to basically handle the situation. And of course, I just told you all that is false. Nothing of that sort has happened within this case. This case is not settled yet. Now, both sides are saying that this was a clerical error on the court's part, and that the reason you can tell it was a clerical error is based off the fact that the judge that's listed on the docket for this case is not the one that has been presiding thus far. Now, what's interesting about this whole ordeal as it pertains to this case is that I was having a conversation with my plug last night, and he basically told me that he's been hearing from the streets that Diddy is going to court behind this thing and he's not backing down. What's funny is that he didn't want no parts of the court when it came to Cassie's lawsuit. So does Diddy have a leg to stand on here? Was there some truth stretching on the part of Rodney when he filed this lawsuit against Diddy? You know, a little bit of exaggeration. There's some truth in it, but he went a little bit too far trying to nail Diddy to the wall, or to the cross rather. And so I'm not saying this to be disrespectful or try to discredit this man's claims. I'm just saying if Diddy is willing to stay the course and take the path to go to court to defend himself against Rodney, he must know something we don't know. Because in my mind, that's a very strong position to take, given the fact that everything that Diddy just went through with Cassie. Because you know how celebrities operate. Sometimes when they have these allegations and accusations stacked against them like this, they want to go ahead and just pay and get it over with, whether it's true or not. But for Diddy to say, I'm going to court to fight for my name and to fight for my family, this is very interesting, and I would say stay tuned to see how this thing plays out. Do you guys think that Diddy will end up folding? Drop down in the comments and let a brother know. But anyway, let's go ahead and skip to the next topic, and I want to talk about this potential TikTok ban. This is ridiculous in my opinion, because I really think that this really infringes upon everybody's right within the US to be able to exercise their freedom of speech. Now, there's a plethora of reasons why the powers that be would want to ban TikTok, and the first thing that comes to my mind, the one thing that I value from TikTok, is its educational value. The educational value that TikTok provides is just outstanding. I've learned so much about my health, how to take holistic routes to improve my health, about politics, about melanated people, where we come from, you know, and a lot of people started to wake up in regards to all of the knowledge that they never knew. And now you have people all across the world, globally, that are impacting you with their knowledge. And of course, you have to do your own research to make sure that that checks out. But at the end of the day, how much have you learned from TikTok? People go to TikTok for their news. People go to TikTok to learn how to manage their finances better, how to improve their credit, right? If you're a first-time home buyer, people give you the rundown of what you should do and what you should not do during the home buying process. So you won't be surprised in the end if your rent goes up and things like that. So it has a lot of educational values that the powers that be don't want us to know. Now, another thing that TikTok provides is the fact that a lot of your favorite celebrities are being exposed by people we never knew of, right? That had dealings with these celebrities, that were violated by these celebrities and government officials. And let's not forget to mention the fact that the TikTok shop is eating Jeff Bezos alive. It's eating him alive. Amazon is not going down, but TikTok shop is ruling right now. And also, this app within TikTok is really running Mark Zuckerberg off of the internet, basically, with the numbers that it does. They can't quite figure out the algorithm that China has figured out. So in my estimation, when I look at everything that has been talked about when discussing this potential TikTok ban, it's clear that America doesn't really want to ban it. They want to buy it, own it, and control it, which means they control what we do on that app. I guarantee you, if someone of a Mark Zuckerberg or whoever buys it, it won't be a free place like it is now. I know that TikTok has its issues with pushing certain content creators over other creators, but for the most part, you can get on there and say things that are beneficial to our community, right? The melanated community. But if you go to Facebook, sometimes you can be as clear, crisp, and respectful as you possibly can be, and Mark and the team of Facebook will pull it down. Now, another interesting dynamic to all of this is that finally, out of everything that's going on in the US and abroad, the Democrats and the Republicans can come together and agree upon something, right? That's a major red flag to me. Why are they voting to ban TikTok? They could come together for this, but they can't come together for reparations. They can't come together for free health care. You know what I'm saying? They can't come together for nothing else but to ban TikTok. But anyway, guys, what I want to do right here is play you guys, and I'm actually going to leave you guys with these clips. I want you guys to really pay attention to what these people are saying in regards to the potential ban of TikTok. I want you all to feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that was discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
It's done. The bill that will essentially ban TikTok has just passed the United States House of Representatives. And it wasn't even close. But before you freak out, this is not over. TikTok is not going anywhere just yet. This bill is not going to become law today. So I'm going to explain what's next in a second, which is very important. But first, the final vote on H.R. 7521, the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act, was 352 to 65. One member voted present. The Republicans got this over the finish line with 197 yes votes and 155 Democrat yes votes. 50 Democrats voted no, and so did 15 Republicans. 14 members were not voting on this bill today. Now, because of the special procedures used to fast-track this bill to the House floor, the bill needed 2/3 majority, which obviously you can see it got. Now, here's the thing. This bill will now move on to the United States Senate, and in order for it to become a law, it has to pass in the Senate, and then the president has to sign it. President Biden has already said he will sign this bill if it gets to his desk, so that's not a question. But what is a question is whether this bill can get the 60 votes it needs to pass in the Senate. Right now, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he's not in any rush to fast-track this bill the way they did in the House. He said this bill will face the normal Senate timing, which includes several procedural votes and more than 30 hours of debate on the Senate floor. On top of this, the Senate is going to be on recess 3 of the next 6 weeks, and they, quite honestly, have bigger fish to fry right now, including the budget bill to avoid a government shutdown on March 22nd and funding for Ukraine and Israel, which is really important to the Senate Majority Leader. Now, I also want to make it very clear, supporters of this bill keep stressing over and over and over again, this is not a ban on TikTok. They say this bill just simply forces the Chinese-owned parent company of TikTok, ByteDance, to divest or sell its interest in TikTok to another company the U.S. government determines is not owned by a foreign adversary.
All right, everybody, we have some massive breaking news. I'm standing in front of Congress right now, and the House of Representatives just voted to ban TikTok. This was the final vote. There were 352 yeses of both Democrats and Republicans, and there were 65 noes. 50 Democrats voted no, and 15 Republicans voted no. Now, of course, the House passing it does not mean that TikTok is banned. It still needs to go through the Senate, and they need to pass it, and the president needs to sign it into law. And we don't even know if the Senate is going to take up the legislation or even pass it. But look, my overall response to the House doing this is that this is a very bad idea. There are 170 million Americans who use TikTok. A lot of people get their news from TikTok. And taking that away from folks, I think, is not only silly, but I think it could also be a violation of free speech. There's some very strong First Amendment concerns here. And one of my biggest concerns, which many have vocalized, is that for Democrats, I think this is a very bad idea to do in an election year. This is not a time to mess around. This is not a time to take these crazy risks and see how it plays out. This is a time to beat Donald Trump. That's what we should be focused on. So anyway, I am not a fan of the legislation. I think that there's a lot to consider here first. And not good.
I want everybody to know TikTok is being banned today, but they're not telling you the real reason why they're banning it. I'm going to tell you. Listen, it's because people are making way too much money on TikTok. There are literally 18 and 19-year-olds that are making 20 to 30K a month from posting faceless 1-minute clips on TikTok. And you guys think it's about data collection? Yeah, well, I believe that there's a major potential risk for massive misuse of data collection. Shut up. These people that are literally using face scans to match you up to a celebrity, that is the epitome. collection. Right now, the government's like, people are bypassing capitalism. So you're telling me you quit your job and you're making it doing content creation? We're ending TikTok today. The government is saying, hold on, wait a minute. You quit your job to focus on your small business and it's actually flourishing because of TikTok Shop? We're ending it today. Don't worry. Yeah, sorry to break it to you, but they're packing up TikTok in about 6 months. So make sure you're following me on Instagram or click the link in my bio to follow me.
No free healthcare. Mass shootings every other day. Women don't have control over their bodies. Rent is astronomical. Can't afford to own a home. Have to work 3 jobs just to get by. Not feeding our children at school. Funding a genocide. But we got rid of that app though. You know, I worked so hard for the past 3 years just to let this nursing home come in and just rip it all from under my feet. People that couldn't even set up a Fire Stick by themselves are running our government. Oh, but it's a spyware app. We have to get rid of it. But we can keep Facebook, you know, what listens to what we say and sends us ads based on our conversations. I am actually at a loss for words. I don't know what to do.
Banker sues the government over the TikTok ban.
So I'm not gonna take it anymore. I'm kind of done. So I'm over the weekend and I'm gonna start getting out the details. I will be organizing and personally financing a class action lawsuit in order to stop Congress from banning TikTok. I'm over. See, you are allowed to sue the government when the government causes you financial harm. Okay? That financial harm can come in many, many forms. Okay? You can be a paid creator. Let's say you're not a paid creator, but let's say you watched Blackjack American's channel and it helped you make more money in business. Our senators and House representatives cannot financially damage the American people. And if they want to play the lawfare game, then I'm going to work on crowdfunding and personally finance a class action lawsuit. I'll get a website built out. I'm going to start working on it all weekend in order to stop the scumbags in the House and the Senate from stealing this from us. Because it is causing financial damage to the American people, which is one of the reasons why you can initiate a class action lawsuit against government officials, is in the case of financial loss. So even if you're not a paid creator, if you got a piece of advice that helps you make more money, I would encourage you to sign up on the class action lawsuit. Once I get the website organized, get the attorneys all going in the same direction and start funding the project, I'd encourage everybody to sign up. I'm over it, guys. I'm done not being represented by Congress, and I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'll give you guys all details as I get further into the project and get everything organized. It's time for we the people to fight back. It's time for us to organize lawfare against them. Have a great day, everybody.
Hi everyone, it's Show here. Just wanted to share some thoughts with our US users about the disappointing vote in the House of Representatives. There has been a lot of misinformation, and I hope to clarify some things. First, thank you to our incredible community. You are what makes TikTok so special. Thank you for making your voices heard. Over the last few years, we have invested to keep your data safe and our platform free from outside manipulation. We have committed that we will continue to do so. This legislation, if signed into law, will lead to a ban of TikTok in the United States. Even the bill sponsors admit that that's their goal. This bill gives more power to a handful of other social media companies. It will also take billions of dollars out of the pockets of creators and small businesses. It will put more than 300,000 American jobs at risk, and it will take away your TikTok. We know how important TikTok is to all of you. It has given our 170 million users a platform to freely express themselves, and has empowered more than 7 million businesses in the United States. Our platform matters to the small business owners who rely on TikTok to make ends meet, to the teachers who inspire millions of students to learn, and to everyone who discovers and finds joy on TikTok. We will not stop fighting and advocating for you. We will continue to do all we can, including exercising our legal rights, to protect this amazing platform that we have built with you. We believe we can overcome this together. I encourage you to keep sharing your stories. Share them with your friends. Share them with your family. Share them with your senators. Protect your constitutional rights. Make your voices heard. Love you all.